Hi there, this is garyryanblair, and I've got a great message for you today titled Do Hard Things. The date was May 6, 2017. The time, 5:45 a.m. The location, Milan, Italy. And the goal, to break the 2-hour marathon barrier. In one of the greatest challenges of human endurance, 3 of the best runners in the world took off with the goal to run 26.2 miles in under 2 hours. Well, the race was underway, but the dream was born long before. Sandy Bodecker, Nike's VP of Special Project, was the genesis and the driving force behind Breaking 2. The man with the audacity to dream of taking a run at the barriers that define who we are and challenge the very limits that we think hold us down. Now, he believes so much in this dream that he even had 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 59 seconds tattooed on his wrist. And a brilliant Kenyan runner, someone with a name that I cannot pronounce, would cross the finish line in 2 hours and 25 seconds, the fastest ever run by any human being. The attempt was beautiful to watch, and even though it came up short, it was a thrilling achievement in itself. And his run defined the limits of human potential and showed the world that more is possible. Nike's passionate pursuit of pushing the limits of the human mind and the body reminds us that glory and honor comes to those who spend their lives in a worthy cause. It encourages us to praise the people who are out there fighting the big battles, even if those battles end up in defeat. So you could spend your life accepting the odds, playing a small game and pursuing tiny goals, or you can choose to spend your life beating the odds, living large, and challenge yourself to unleash your greatness. See, this message is not about running races, but it is about soft efforts, it's about diminishing ambitions, and it's about shrinking balls. In the spirit of calling a spade, we become a society of soft, wimpy, fearful, politically correct, entitlement-driven, hypersensitive, and convenience-addicted weenies. And I'm not of this tribe. I loathe mediocrity. I absolutely find excuse-making revolting. And I believe many parents and institutions are handicapping their children by shielding them from obstacles, from hard work, failure, testing their limits, pushing boundaries, and suffering. Rather than placing blame and focusing on the problem, I prefer to educate and provide a sustainable solution for building a strong, vibrant, and responsibility-driven society. So here we go. In Freud's psychoanalytic theory of personality, the pleasure principle is the instinctive seeking of pleasure and the avoidance of pain in order to satisfy our most basic and primitive urges, including hunger, thirst, anger, and sex. Sometimes referred to as the pleasure-pain principle, this motivating force helps drive behavior, but it also intensely desires instant satisfaction. And the pleasure principle helps us to understand why people by nature are quite predictable, easily manipulated, and seemingly defenseless when it comes to the issue of ease and convenience. In other words, without a challenge, without the conscious pursuit of the strenuous life, and without self or externally enforced resistance, most people will not stretch themselves. They will not willingly put themselves in a position of vulnerability. They will not become their own hero, and they most certainly will not grow into their full potential. See, the majority of people are not hard eggs to follow, as they look for the low bar by focusing on the bare minimum they can do just to get by. They settle for mediocrity. They're quick to call it quits, and they capitulate their dreams to the smallest of obstacles and the slightest whiff of fear. They're inclined to procrastination and laziness, and they tend to crawl into the false sense of security promised by the comfort zone. They create diversions by hiding behind excuses, habits, customs, and the latest technology, and in the name of protective posturing, they do everything in their power to minimize risk, to prevent rejection, and to shy away from any form of responsibility or accountability. And as a result of these behavioral indiscretions, or you might just want to call them what they are, poor choices, they display the mental strength of a 98-pound weakling. They throw commitment, character, and courage under the bus. They undermine their own reputation. And by doing so, they rob themselves and the world of another masterpiece, another great book, another superior teacher. So let's talk about the virtue of doing hard things. See, the solution is to do hard things, to live the strenuous life, to pursue challenging goals. See, hard, challenging goals and pursuits are illuminating in that they immediately expose weakness and they also reveal strength. They do that by testing your mind, your resolve, your character, and your commitment. as you either rise to meet the mental demands and the physical rigors of a challenge, or you will succumb to them. Ultimately, your response to a hard task or a challenging goal exposes you for the courageous or the cowardly person that you really are. And precisely because victory begins in the mind, all challenges are initially won or lost between your ears. The human body serves the perfect metaphor for understanding the importance of pursuing hard, challenging goals, for the simple reason that the body is built to adapt and to respond to the demands that are placed upon it. The stronger the demand, the stronger the response. Physical muscles continue to grow and strengthen through the challenge response principle. See, this principle is based on the theory that muscles must be challenged in order to upgrade and grow, and that they'll progressively work to overcome a resistance force when required to do so. The opposite is also true, as physical muscles will downgrade and weaken with the absence of a challenge. As an example, if you simply lift the same amount of weight each time you go down to the gym, you keep your muscles in a comfort zone and you don't provide any resistance force for them to adapt and to grow. The challenge response principle operates the same way in every area of our lives, and that is why we all need to be challenged. And not just physically challenged. We need intellectual, we need leadership, spiritual, relational, sales, and any type of performance challenge that stretches us to grow, that forces us to overcome adversity, that tests our character and commitment, and which inspires us to resist the gravitational pull of the comfort zone. So when will your finest hour come? And more importantly, how is it going to arrive? Do you really think it'll materialize without a challenge? Without you being pushed to your limits? Without your perseverance being tested? Without being tormented and put through your own personal hell? In short, for an individual, for a team, company, community, or country to become truly great, it requires that they do hard things by looking for and rising to the great challenges that are thrust upon them, or the ones they thrust upon themselves.